welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasil Shevchenko, former transportation minister of Ukraine. Vasil, it's a pleasure to have you on today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. I want to read this a little bit to you. I heard in Kyiv is asking U.S. to authorize use of ATA-CMC for strikes into Russia during offensive in Kursk. It also indicated that this would help Ukraine influence negotiations in Moscow. I'm a little bit baffled. Would Zelensky want to negotiate at this point with Putin? And if so, what would he want to negotiate? Because I believe that Zelensky needs to acquire back all of his land, if there's any that was taken by the Russians, and to strictly get off of the Ukraine.
In my opinion, Russia's president's willing isn't fixed at Ukraine. He wants to start world order. Mm-hmm. And he is looking for the way to negotiate with the United States. Mm-hmm. With the United States, maybe with European countries. But first of all, he is interested in negotiation with United States. And when you see their media, you will see that they are not fighting with Ukraine. They are fighting with West, with the Western civilization and directly with United States. And because of it, he is looking for the pretext to negotiate. And he will not be ready to speak with Ukraine's president because he thinks that he is player world scale, and he isn't a person who can speak with Ukraine's president. Nevertheless, they decided to use old Russia's tactics to press Russia's battle line. First of all, they concentrated there a lot of fighter jets, bombers, and they were trying to push Ukraine's forces, and they were moving maybe from a couple meters to 100 meters a day, eliminating all Ukrainians' fortifications and making Ukraine's forces to retreat slowly, because Ukraine have to save up soldiers' life. And because of it, Ukraine forces decided to act, because first of all, we have no limits for defense our integrity and our independence. And in this case, we can do everywhere, because it's key moment for Ukraine, because Ukraine must survive, and we are looking for the way to do it. Officially, this operation haven't been confirmed. Ukraine's officials, only from military forces, we could see rare pictures from this battle line. But now there are discussions that Ukraine forces managed to capture more than 250 square kilometers Russia's Kursk region, and continues moving ahead. And Russia's forces tried to send their troops, and they were eliminated by Ukraine forces at the march. And they wanted to use helicopters, and Ukraine's forces managed to first time in the world managed to shot down Russia's helicopters. And it means that Ukraine's forces are effective, but we are limited in resources. But in this kind of war, Ukraine's forces are working effectively. And nevertheless, the one from the city which is located at the distance, maybe from 8 to 10 miles in the Russia territory, it's pumping stations, which is supplying natural gas to European countries, which are resisting their neighbors and are trying to play games with the Russia Federation because of their low prices for gas, and it helps them to make money at the Russia's gas. And they from this station are being pumped about half volume gas, which is being sold by Russia's biggest monopoly company, Gazprom. And it means if Russians will decide to attack this city from helicopters or ballistic missiles, they will eliminate this station and they will lose this volume, which gives them higher profits. And time will show, because we are not interested in it, and Ukraine's during more than 2.5 years during during this war has fulfilled obligations concerning transiting the gas. And then there are a lot of rumors concerning chances that Ukraine forces will be able to capture Russia's nuclear power station. It's located at the distance about 300 miles from Ukraine's border, and General Manners, the station, commented that he could hear explosion, and Ukraine forces is coming to the station. Ukraine isn't interested in using nuclear blackmail, but Ukraine is interested in limiting Russia Federation in energy. And if it happened, it will help us to demonstrate Russians how to live without electricity and how to act, because Russians who have been supporting Russia's aggression didn't know how to live in these conditions, and it I hope will demonstrate them. And nevertheless, I think that this action has demonstrated that Ukraine forces are able to fulfill military operation, effectively military operation. But now we have different point of combat events. For example, at the southern part of Ukraine's special forces troops managed to retaking part of peninsula, small peninsula, just to prevent Russia's threat to Ukraine's territory, just to prevent their opportunities to blow Ukraine's territory, because you know that During this time, Ukraine's official asked the United States to allow to use provided United States and ally military equipment and military ammunition against Russia Federation. And thanks United States leading positions, Ukraine received the chance to demonstrate it, how it can act at this territory. And then we could see that follow the United States opinion, European country confirmed, for example, Germany confirmed that tanks which were provided to Ukraine, it isn't Germany tanks, it's Ukrainian tanks, but produced in Germany. And now is Ukraine is operating these tanks, and better to ask about it in Ukraine. But they confirmed that according to the world order, Ukraine have permission to defend themselves in any way. And our partners have confirmed that we are that Ukraine's actions are really effective and demonstrate that Ukraine is able to defeat Russia Federation.
I want to answer this question. For the next third of the year, President Biden somewhat could be seen as a lame duck. I don't know how much more he may be able to get done to assist Ukraine in sustaining for the next 3-4 months while he's in power. And especially in an election year where he's not running anymore, he's passing on the baton to his vice president. Do you think there's any impact within the next 4 months that may hinder Ukraine from getting what they need to continue to fight this war? Do you think that it may be some delay in how things come from the U.S. and get there to the Ukraine in time? Do you have any perception on that?
To be honest, I'd like to say great thanks Joseph Biden and his team for his support he have done for Ukraine. And every Americans know that United States is partner of Ukraine, but from the very beginning nobody could know how to act, because Russia looked like a big country with nuclear weapon, and they were blackmailing European countries and demanded United States negotiations, were holding negotiations with China concerning changing world order. But slowly this so-called red line disappeared, and further and further world have understood that Russia is using nuclear weapon as an instrument to blackmail all countries, and Ukraine to be part of Western civilization have demonstrated it, that we are able to demonstrate that Russia isn't able to follow their speeches, and they very often they lie. First of all, they lie when they are speaking about nuclear weapon, when they are speaking about their power, when they are speaking about their success at the at the battle line, all information from Russia Federation is lie, and world slowly have started understanding it because before nobody could know that Russia isn't responsible country and country which are not ready to follow world order. We have seen their behavior in Security Council when they have vetoed many decisions concerning this war, and at the same time, I think world leaders have started understanding that it's blackmailing and it's bluffing. And after every defeat at the battle line, Russians start asking United States for negotiation. In exchange, they will not use a nuclear weapon. And this type of behavior is irresponsible, and slowly all leaders around the world have understood that it's bluff. And I'd say that Ukraine have demonstrated it because their so-called red line have disappeared. Now we can see it directly.
Yeah. The other things that I'm confused about right now, do you think that Ukrainians, despite of the war still continuously going on, do you think that some Ukrainians should start returning back home and look at the resettlement and rebuilding process, or do you think it's too premature now to do that?
I think that main point in our war and in this events will be better to say will start I think after election campaign in United States, because we know that Russians hope that United States president the next United States president will be Trump, who's in good so-called in good relations with Russia. But nevertheless, I don't think that any United States president will be able to act against Americans' opinions. And who will be able to build partnership with the Russia Federation, because Russia Federation, it's dictatorship. Dictatorship will not be good partners for development for the world future.
So, do you believe? So, that you think the Ukrainians actually believe that Trump will be the next president?
First of all, we very often we can see that there are resistance between Kamala Harris and Trump, and we thanks Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris, who's his partner for partnership. But we know that Trump is low predictable president for future, for United States future, and for Ukraine too. And because of it, we are not ready to comment it, because we depends on United States support, and
Right.
hope that next United States president will be clever.
Well, I don't want to believe for a second, though, that that he can be perceived to be the next incoming president, because I'll tell you why. There's a lot going against him. There's a lot of liberals who decide to swing vote that are not going to vote for him because of the insurrection we experienced just a little before Biden would have taken power. That's one. Secondly, it's his offenses that he would have been found guilty of, his guilty charges, that will go against him again. Right now, he doesn't even have the intestinal fortitude to actually want to debate Kamala Harris. She is doing extremely well. I can see clearly she will be the next president of the United States. I think Donald Trump had burned all his bridges. He have taken away women's rights. And that goes for women nationally. That's Republicans, conservatives, liberals, independents, you name them. He had smitten them in taking away their abortion rights in terms that they can't even have access, even if that child right now is in the womb dead, to avoid contaminating them and giving them that narrow road to death. They can't do anything. It's prohibited. So he has a lot of negative impacts going against him. The reality is, though, the people who are going to support him is the same very people who would have supported him in the first time. And by the way, since that election time when he would have run, that support would have disappeared. A lot of those people actually died. And the reality, approximately close to over 2 million people would have died that would have supported him then. A new generations come along with new insight, new vision, and what those folks would have stood for, this younger generation is not going to stand for. The whole purpose, though, I believe the Democrats has to do is to motivate and encourage the young people to get out and vote and see the reason why they are voting. And that is important and imperative to understand, just like Ukraine fighting for democracy, so will be the Democrats fighting for democracy. Trump had made it clear from day one, he's going to manifest some dictatorial standards. So is a dictator going to go against Putin or China or North Korea? No, they're all going to be the same thing. So it's imperative that we here in the United States stands for democracy, the people's right, the right to freedom, the right to be able to make their own decisions without government making decisions for them. So I don't clearly see right now at this moment how Trump has a pathway of winning the next election, unless Kamala Harris, for some reason, is not the kind of debater she should be. And I know she's good at debating. But Trump can't bring nothing to the table, nothing whatsoever, just talk. So go ahead, Vasil.
Yeah, thank you. I share your opinion because you are a wise person, and personally, I'd like to avoid commenting deep relations internal election in United States because, first of all, we hope that United States will still leading will have still leading role in the world, and this high responsibility imposed for United States responsibility for the future, for the world future. And now we can see that autocracy have started fighting, but before they were only holding negotiations, and it's good to hold negotiation, yes, and diplomacy is better than waging war, but they have started waging war. They, thanks the idea international economy, they have become rich, and they have received under control huge sum of money, and this money wasn't sent to their citizen, but it was redirected for military sphere. We can see that Iran have started producing drones, and now they are supplying it to Russia, and Russia's military are bombing Ukraine every night and every day, and for example, yesterday they targeted to supermarket and killed more than dozen people, and dozens were wounded. And it's type of negotiations, because dictatorship are not limited in their actions, and to stop them, all democratic countries must be together and must understand autocracy deep and clearly, because in opposite case we will be able to lose influence, and what will be next, nobody knows. And now this election campaign will demonstrate if United States is ready to hold their influence, to communicate with European countries, to follow the policy, Joseph Biden policy, who was concentrate for forming international unions. He have communicated many times with different countries, and he was extremely effective. And I hope it will be main idea United States again after election campaign, and we will be able to understand it. But now this question is disturbing questions for maybe big part of big part of countries from the globe.
Absolutely. Well, Vasil, we have come to the end of our program. I want to thank you this morning for coming on and sharing some of your experiences back there in Ukraine. And to all those who have been tuning in or living in the 21st century, please have a great day.